So welcome back everyone to the second channel. In today's video, I'll be reviewing the final episode of The Walking Dead, episode number 11x24, Rest in Peace. So yeah, really quickly, a little history about me and The Walking Dead. I started watching back on October 14th, 2012. I was 11 years old. I caught the season 3 premiere. Luckily, like 10 minutes into the episode, I was scrolling through random channels on my TV, and I came across it, and luckily stayed with it. Me being 11 years old, of course, my patience was not the highest, I assume. So, of course, that had to catch me within the first couple of minutes, and the rest was history at that point. I, continued to watch week by week, and I watched it with my dad for a little bit there, like every couple episodes or so. And then, other than that, though, I watched every episode, every single release day. I believe I only ever missed season 10, episode 5 and 6. I believe those are the 2 episodes I had to watch a day later due to something coming up. But other than that, guys, literally 10 years and a month of me watching The Walking Dead every single Sunday. I went back, of course, watched season 1 and 2 right after watching season 3, and I've watched through the entire show twice fully, and I watch clips and edits all the time. Like, it's bad. Like, my TikTok saved is all edits of The Walking Dead. I watched plenty of clips on YouTube. A lot of motivational stuff. I mean, the show has literally been with me for basically half my life. So, basically I'll be going over a full review of the episode really quickly, and then kind of just saying, am I satisfied as a 10-year-long fan of this show. So, really quickly, review of the episode. I think it was good. I think, for what it was worth, going into it, of course, a lot of people have the same complaint of, how are they going to end this, series within one episode? And I think in the grand scheme of things, there's really not much they could have done. I think, of course, they really did not set themselves up too good, even from the get-go, of course. Rick leaving back in season 9, Michonne leaving in season 10, them announcing the spin-offs, so early, literally 6 months ago, and then just kind of how slow-paced they were doing everything, the Reaper arc at the beginning. Of course, with all the announcements of season 11 being the final season, I guess that was like halfway through them shooting part 1 of season 11, so they kind of had to put part 1 in there, and then that kind of slowed up part 2 and 3. But nonetheless, I think at the end of the day, I can confidently say, look, I think I would have never been satisfied, and I still don't think I'm fully satisfied with the end of The Walking Dead. I would watch this show forever. I mean, if they did another 90 seasons, as long as they kept, 1 or 2 of the same characters, of course I would rather them keep Rick around, but, look, if they, keep Daryl on the show for the next 20 years, and he's the main character, Daryl, Carol, Judith, a few other characters, basically the same cast as it is now, and just keep on doing it, I'd watch for another 20 years. But as it sits, again, I can confidently say I'm not fully satisfied because I never wanted it to end. But as much as I'm not really fully satisfied, I'm still not grasping the fact that the show is actually over yet. So really quickly, kind of breaking down from start to finish on the episode. Luke and Jules dying. First off, I kind of got spoiled by Luke dying from that image that AMC posted out. So that's kind of whatever, though. I liked Luke as a character. Definitely my favorite out of the group he was in. Of course, way better than Magna, Yumiko, definitely Kelly. So for what it's worth, I understand that actors moving on to do better things. Probably no chance of him ever coming in a spinoff as is. So kill him off there. Probably was only on set for a day or whatever. Filmed a couple episodes worth of scenes right there, and pretty much just probably went off to do other stuff. But so that was all cool. Really good acting from all the actors in that scene. Again, I don't really care for Magna, Yumiko, Kelly, but they really had some good acting there. That was a really solid, like almost too real of a death scene. So there's that. Moving on to the whole kind of Commonwealth stuff. Again, I think it was fine. I think they should have done maybe a little bit more with Lance as a walker. Maybe have him come back as a variant. Maybe actually have him bite Pamela and actually kill Pamela, since, again, my biggest concern with the show right now, sure, the main show ended, we're going to have a couple spin-offs here, but the spin-offs really, I feel like, can go 2 ways. I mean, is this really going to be just kind of a breaking point, maybe for the next couple of years, have 2 seasons of the Daryl show, 2 seasons of Rick and Michonne, 2 seasons of, Dead City, and then, say, come back 3 years from now with a full movie trilogy, maybe 1 movie, maybe another Walking Dead show. Like, there's been rumors of that, of course, like there's speculation, but I feel like, for what it's worth, there's a lot of characters at the end of the show that could have used a better ending if they're definitely never going to be used again. Because, Christian Serratos, of course, who played Rosita. Rosita died in the episode. I think that was also fantastic. Great acting, at least on that end. I never really cared for Rosita too much. She was never really in my top 10. She was nothing bad with her. She's never done anything wrong, I think, in the series. She's been around since, season 4, episode 10. And, a very, again, just a kind of nostalgic, character. Again, really good acting. If you guys watched The Talking Dead afterwards, Christian specifically said, hey, look, I know I'm not going to be in any of the spinoffs, so I'd rather have my character die here to get some closure of my character. So that kind of concerns me a little bit. Concerns me because, with these spinoffs, is this really going to be the end? By the end of 2023, will this universe as we know it with all these characters in this cast be completely done? Will Rick and Michonne only be one season and then that will conclude everything? Will they still have the possibility of maybe doing at least one movie concluding everything? But with the fact that Kristen Stewart, knew this early, confirmation she will not be needed for anything else, kind of scares me a little bit. She was pretty much like one of the top 5 main cast left on the show. Will we ever see Gabriel again? Will we ever see Aaron again? At this point, I strongly think we will see Carol at some point. I think out of all 3 of the shows, Daryl Dixon, of course, has the most opportunity to get a season 2, 3, 4. They could probably drag the thing out the most, and I'm there for it. Again, as long as it's a decent show. For what it's worth, I don't think Norman Reedus is going to allow his show to be some, kind of BS like, World Beyond was, say. But, I think Carol will show up eventually. Of course, we're going to see Negan, Maggie, all of them. That's that scene, kind of cool. Again, it was decent. I hate how it was at night. I wish it was during the day. And then kind of moving into, the 1-year time skip there. I think that was to be expected. I think that's perfectly fine. There's really no other way I think they could have done it. Again, kind of rushed at the end there. I wish we would have seen a little bit more of maybe Hilltop, remade. Alexandria, another shot of them. There was, no Oceanside stuff at all. Nor that I really care. I think, truthfully, out of the entire show, I think Oceanside is the biggest just no point ever. I think Oceanside as a whole entire group is just should have never been there. I really don't see why. Literally all they did was just give them guns. Give the group guns back in season 7, and that was legitimately it. And ever since literally season 9 hits, they had a little plot arc there. But seasons 10 and 11, they're literally not even there. And again, we don't even completely open ended. Sure, Luke said, Oceanside's gone, but it's like, does that mean blown up? Does that just mean, Lance, arrested all of them, or, kidnapped all of them, or what? So for what it's worth, I don't really care about that at all, but it amazes me that some stuff like that just kind of goes untouched. I think, at the end of the day, episode 24 could have been a better 23, I think, and then give us the 1-year time skip at the beginning of 24, and just really have it a full send-off. And even make it 25 episodes. It's like, who cares? Like, you already added another 8 on there. Add an extra, 9 on there. And just having a full send-off episode of everyone. Just to give us closure as fans. There's some characters I don't really care about. Again, I don't care what Magna does. I definitely don't care what, like, Kelly does. Elijah, whatever. But a few of these characters, that have been around for years and years. Give them more closure. But, at the end of the day, again, it still has not fully hit me that the show has, fully been done, since, again, we got spin-offs next year. I've definitely been kind of mute the past, 48 hours, though. Like, this video was supposed to come out yesterday, but I can feel the dread of knowing the show is over, but I'm still looking forward to the stuff, coming out next year. But it is also scaring me the fact that next year could be officially the end, The stuff with the Rick and Michonne at the end, of course, fantastic. I'm the biggest Rick Grimes fan ever. I think he's the best fictional character ever made. And one thing I will say really quickly about that, I'm very happy with the look they gave him. I'm very happy he does not have the season 9 look anymore. Andrew Lincoln himself, for what it's worth, I love the guy. I think he's a great actor, of course. His personality is great. I watch all of his interviews. I wish he was in more stuff. I've watched everything he's been in since. I watched, Cabinet of Curiosities. I watched, whatever that bird one was. I forgot what the bird one was. He did in 2020, but I watched that as well, even though, quite frankly, that movie was pretty boring. Andrew Lincoln made it better, but for what it's worth, though, he looked like he was getting kind of old. Of course he is. He's 49 years old now, but recent pictures and stuff over the past couple months, a few pictures have not done him too much justice, which I was a little scared there. How are they going to make Andrew Lincoln look? How are they going to make Rick look? But he came back literally looking better than ever. Like, he came back looking like, season 8 Rick again, which, again, I personally, you guys might know, season 8 Rick is my favorite Rick ever, so I'm glad he looks, back like him. Honestly, a season 8 Rick with a season 5 mindset, which according to Scott Gimple is what they're doing, kind of, I'm 100% for those 6 episodes. So I'm happy with that. I think that final scene was, really awesome. I'm glad it was not just like a simple post-credit scene. I wish there was maybe a little bit more to it. But I'm glad it's longer than what I thought they would have done. It's better than like a 30-second scene of like only Rick. At least there's a little bit of substance there. But of course, I would watch 2 hours of them just sitting there on a bench. You know what I mean? I'd watch. I would personally watch Rick Grimes walk across a beach for 4 hours. You get what I'm saying? Like, I just would. Like, I'm that big of a fan of him. So overall, guys. So my rating of the episode, I give it like an 8.4. I really do. I'm not going to say I hate it. I think it's, kind of hard to say I hate it because there's so much clouding in my mind of just the fact I'm not fully satisfied with the fact that was the ending, just because I don't want it to end at all. So, 8.4 is, an honest rating for that. Definitely does not hit my top 10. I see a few people say, like, oh, best episode ever, top 5 episode ever. Like, and again, everyone's got their own opinion, but I see in no world how this could possibly be a top 5 episode. Maybe 10, maybe top 10, but for me, it's definitely not top 10. Probably, if I'm thinking back, maybe top 20. That's another video coming out here pretty soon, though, where I want to do top 10 episodes, and I might eventually actually rank every single episode ever. There's 177 of them. That would be a very long video. I'll have to see if it's, kind of worth my time doing that, but nonetheless, guys, here's my review of it. Let me know down below if you guys watched this episode and how you guys thought of it. And again, more Walking Dead videos coming out for the next week or so. I've got 3 or 4 other ones already planned out, ranking seasons, top 10 characters, and all that type of stuff like that. So if you guys want to see more stuff like that, be sure to subscribe and stay tuned. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye, guys, and stay safe.